David moved into an old mansion he inherited from his family, nestled on the outskirts of a quiet town. Right next to the mansion stood a decaying structure, infamous in local legends. The townsfolk warned him about the place, claiming it was cursed, but David dismissed such stories as mere superstition. One evening, while tending to the garden, David glanced toward the ruined building. Through a broken window, he saw a figure, a tall, thin man whose face was obscured by shadows. The figure stood motionless for a moment before vanishing into the darkness. David shook his head, attributing the sight to fatigue or a trick of the light. But that night, the man in the shadows entered his dreams. In the dream, the figure approached him slowly, whispering in a deep, unsettling voice, "Stay here with me." The next morning, David woke up feeling uneasy. As he looked toward his bedroom window, he noticed something peculiar, a handprint on the frosted glass. The odd part? He hadn't opened the window at all. Over the next few days, David felt a growing urge to watch the abandoned building. It was as if the shadows within it were calling to him. And one night, the figure appeared again, standing in the building's doorway. This time, it raised an arm, beckoning him to come closer. Despite his better judgment, David grabbed a flashlight and ventured into the ruins. The air grew colder with each step he took. The floorboards creaked, and distant whispers echoed around him. "He is coming. He is waiting." Inside the dilapidated structure, David found himself walking down a narrow hallway. He reached a door at the end and pushed it open, revealing an empty, dimly lit room. Just as he was about to turn back, a shadow loomed behind him. The man in the shadows had materialized, now fully visible but still faceless. His tall frame and the oppressive aura around him sent chills down David's spine. David stumbled backward as the figure spoke. "You called me. Now you will become one with the shadows." The man moved toward him, his presence swallowing the room in darkness. David screamed, trying to escape, but every door slammed shut. The last thing he saw was the figure reaching out, pulling him into the void. The next morning, the townsfolk noticed David's mansion was eerily quiet. When they went to check, there was no sign of him. Some say he simply vanished. To this day, those who pass by the ruined building claim they see two figures staring out from the broken windows, David and the man in the shadows, now together in eternal darkness.